Now, I told you I've done a survey. Now, in this survey, the reason why I did it, because what I know that I like, what I know I can contribute from what I know from experience and from seeing, from knowledge and educational knowledge, as well as spoken mouth knowledge, as well as proven knowledge, as well as life, true stories. We learned that it was very important that I do this survey because people do it, especially if you have an idea. And now how we use certain tools, it changes drastically as we grow, especially when there's a drastic change. And in that, I was able to play a role. What I like to do, play a role. And because I told you when I met one of my girlfriends, she was like, she took me first to her state, she was like, that man is crazy. I know nothing about that man. I don't care about that man. Why was that so important to you to tell me that man is crazy? And that always stood with me. I don't know why God had that with me, but it always stood with me. And I would not, tease that man. I know nothing about that man. And all he was doing was standing up in the street, standing up. A lot of people stand up in the street. How many people I told you standing up in the street? They ain't crazy. They know what they know. But yeah, so the survey I did was pretending that I was acting in one, but yet in my action is nothing disturbing because people do it all the time. People ride their skates down the street, they ride their skateboard down the street, they ball while they're going down the street, they may jump a rope. It depends on the area where you've been and the people and their interests. Because not everybody have the same hobbies, or just sitting on the stoop, after school. And I've learned to try to maximize on understanding that, yet minimize the understanding that some people have of what crazy is. And in the survey, I will do a sign that everybody does. A lot of pop stars, a lot of rock stars, a lot of actors, actresses, and they don't get penalized for it. They just wonder why they do it. And it's the triangle. And I said, let me do it, just to joke around. Like I said, I'm doing a personal survey, but to see the reactions of others, because if you're a mature individual, you're going to ignore that. How far you're going to take it. And yet, a lot of reactions, you'll be surprised at the reactions of others. And then, remember, I told you there's time people were poking. There's also times that people will talk under their voice. So you see me walking and me responding because I say I did respond. And the person just walking may say, oh my gosh, she's talking to herself, she's crazy. But it allowed me, and it's allowing me to prove that people would go by rumors, even professional people. Because you don't know that you haven't sat down with that person to really have a pure sentence or pure like try and get to know that person in the sense that even knowing that I don't have to get to know you for a long time, but our acquaintance and how you interact will show me the maturity level or whether I need to be careful. You know what I'm saying? So in that, we know that. So wouldn't you want to be careful if there's a crazy person around? Because most people run from crazy people. So you can't be really that crazy. But some people like to play with it. I never like to play with people on that matter because people take that seriously and rumors do kill people. But it allowed me, as somebody who'd been a visiting counselor in the past and counseled with people who in the community who had to live in the community, to understand the effect the community itself has put upon an individual because of hearsay, because of how they personally feel. I don't know you, why I gotta hear how you feel about me? Because respectfully, back in them days, it didn't matter. We know about a person, but we ain't gonna tell a person about themselves. You over there, you doing your thing. You're not in my way. You're not affecting me in any shape, move. You know what I'm saying? So there's no different shape that's gonna change about me, or no different move I'm gonna make. So when we learn these things, and with that, I just want you to be able to understand and know it is truly an effect. And then when you have an organization, and it's been proven fact that organizations has come against individuals, and I possibly may, if I could find a link that relates to what I'm talking about, then I would surely put it in there. But in the meantime, that's why it was so important that I go to school and continue to motivate myself to move, because even though my elements around me was pulling me down, I didn't have to go down. You understand what I'm saying? So that's when you become more proactive and you do what you got to do to move to another part that you can't continue to move on, and to make sure that things are fine. And once you have that understanding, your survey can help you, because now you know that people are out there struggling, and you can explain that, as a summary, So depending on the kind of survey you have, every survey isn't the same. Every resume isn't the same, So it depends upon the person, the format, and the profile that you want to give. But I just want you to know the profile that you have to give, if you are a chosen, is to respect the fact that I just don't know. I'm unaware of what a person may be, or where a person may